ich habe, and for example gegangen is the main verb, so it will go at the end, but the second place is always taken by the verb. With compound verb, the second part of the verb goes last, but the conjugated part is still second. So, for example, I just discussed ich habe. So, haben is the verb. It is conjugated according to ish, and it come on the second position. But the main verb goes at the end. Have you done modal verb in your A1?
It's the basic.
Very basic one. Okay, no worries. So German sentences are usually TMP manner. Like German sentences always follow a rule of TMP: time, manner, and place. After a subordinate clause conjunction, the verb goes last. Whenever we use some subordinate clause or conjunction, so our main verb goes at the end. So these are the four main points, just very simple point, that in German sentence a verb should come at the second position if we are using a helping verb or a subordinate clause or a conjunction. So our main verb goes at the end, and in German sentence structure is based on TMP. Nebensatz mit weil. Okay, so whenever we say something, if someone asks you that why you came late today, so for saying it we need a verb: because it is raining, because I am late today, I'm late today because I have to go somewhere. So this because is called as weil in German. WEIL, weil.
Okay.
So here you can see the subordinate clause begin with while, followed by the subject verb is at the end. So whenever we will use while also, the verb goes at the end. So example is here: ärgert sich, weil sie nicht gekommen bin. Ärgert is a verb which we use for annoying. So here in this sentence, what is the rule? That first sentence, he is annoyed. Ärgert sich. He is annoyed. Then we will put a comma and we will write while. Now, as we know that verb come in second position, but when we talking about something in which we have to use while, then ish, z, or the like the personal pronouns or the possessive pronouns come next to it, and the verb goes at the last. So here, weil sie nicht gekommen bin. That means because she didn't come. He is annoyed because she didn't come. So this is very simple, very basic English and basic German also here. And just we have to remember two things, that if we using while, so main verb goes at the end. Am Ende. Here while, because is the subordinate clause and Z, she is the subject followed by the subordinate clause, and bin is the conjugated verb. So here explanation of this is given, that because is the subordinate clause, while is a subordinate clause, and Z is the subject. So whenever we writing, we will write subject followed by the clause, and in the end comes the verb. Verb should come am Ende and in the conjugated form. If you will write ärgert sich, weil sie nicht bin gekommen, so it will be wrong, because we have helping verb here. Helping verb is sein, so sein should be conjugated and it should become at the end. So in subordinate clause, we just need to remember one thing, that whenever we are writing it, the verb goes at the end. Okay, so first we learn while, and then we have das. What is the meaning of das? Any idea? That. Das means that. But das itself doesn't have any meaning. It is a subordinate clause. So das clause are subordinate clause. So there is a verb at the end. Because das is also a subordinate clause, that's why verb will goes at the end. In this sentence, example is given. Ich weiß das. Ich weiß. I know. Weiß means know. What is a verb? Wissen. That means to know. And it is conjugated with ish. Ich weiß. And then you have to put a comma. And then you will write the subordinate clause das. Then it will be followed by the subject du gestern by Maria Wurst. So Wurst is the conjugated form. Waren is the verb and the conjugated form is was. I know that you were with Maria yesterday. I know that you were with Maria yesterday. The subordinate clause with das describe fact or an action that is necessary for the meaning of the main clause. Now here you have to understand that when we are talking about das, we are using das. We will use das when some action is necessary, something is happening and it gives the meaning to the main sentence. If for example I remove das to gestern by Maria Wurst and I only said ich weiß. So what is the meaning of that? Can you tell me that? What is the meaning of ich weiß?
I know.
I know. So you are able to understand what I'm talking or not with this only ich weiß? Yeah, you were not able to understand because I'm not telling you that what I know. So for example, I say ich weiß, dass du A1 mit Multibhashi gemacht. Is this sentence clear to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I know that you have done A1 with Multibhashi. So in that I have used gemacht, conjugated form, but in the end of the sentence. So whenever we using while, das, we have to make sure that verb should go at the end in the conjugated form. Okay. First we have learned while, then we have learned das, then we have when, W-E-N-N. When is also, the meaning of when is when. When of English, W-H-E-N. When is also a subordinating conjunction that introduces a subordinate clause. So when come at the first position because it tell you, it introduce the main problem or main sentence, the subordinate clause. In subordinate clause, the verb is at the end. So in this also, when come at the first position, but verb goes at the end in this also. How?
Okay.
Now you have to understand that we have two sentences. One is the Nebensatz and one is the Hauptsatz. Hauptsatz is main sentence. Nebensatz is the subordinating supporting sentence. So this comma means these are the two sentences in one. Wenn ich dich sehe. So sehen is the verb. So if we have put when in the beginning of the sentence, in the first position we have written when, so it will followed by the subject, then dich, sehen is the verb and it is conjugated according to ich and it comes at the end. So wenn ich dich sehe, bin ich immer glücklich. So now you have to remember one more thing. Whenever we are talking about when, so in when verb goes at the end, but end of the sentence, if we have a supporting sentence, so second sentence will start from the verb. Here it will not write as ich bin immer glücklich, or if you try to write ich bin immer glücklich bin, it will be wrong. You have to Remember this, that when is at the first position, sehe any verb in the last of the sentence. So the second sentence will be start always with the verb.
Okay.
So the sentence is, wenn ich dich sehe, bin ich immer glücklich. When I see you, I am always happy. Hauptsatz in position 1. Ich bin immer glücklich, wenn ich dich sehe. Now, these two sentences. Here this sentence is, wenn ich dich sehe, bin ich immer glücklich. How we can write this in another way is, ich bin immer glücklich. I am always happy. If I only say I am always happy. So you want to know me that when I will be happy, right? So ich bin immer glücklich, wenn ich dich sehe. So you have to just remember one thing here. Whenever we are writing subordinate conjunction in the first position, so in the first position, so verb goes here in the end, and the second sentence start with the verb. And if we are writing it normally, so ich bin immer glücklich, wenn ich dich sehe. Here also. Okay. So ich bin immer glücklich, wenn ich dich sehe. That means I am always happy when I see you. So in these two